Hello there and welcome to Calm Science. Settle into a position that feels gentle and effortless. There is nothing you need to accomplish tonight, nowhere else you need to be. Simply allow the body to grow heavy and the mind to idle. Let your breath find its own easy rhythm, slowing on its own time. You can let go of the day completely. Tonight we will drift through a quiet collection of relaxation techniques. We will explore simple, science-backed ways to soothe the body and calm the mind. There is no need to try them or even to remember them. The purpose is not to practice, but to listen and to rest. You can fade in and out of listening at any time. The thread will stay soft and simple, always here for you to return to. Just hearing about these methods can be enough to invite a sense of peace. Let us begin this gentle journey into stillness. A simple way to find calm begins with the breath. The practice of diaphragmatic breathing, or belly breathing, is a quiet signal to the body that it is safe to relax. When you breathe this way, you draw air deep into your lungs, allowing the abdomen to rise on the inhale and fall on the exhale. This movement massages the vagus nerve, a key part of the parasympathetic nervous system. This system is responsible for the body's rest and digest response, a peaceful counterpart to the fight or flight instinct. By changing the pattern of our breath, we gently influence our internal state, encouraging a shift away from alertness and toward tranquility. In this way, a simple physical action creates a cascade of calm throughout the body. Let that idea rest for a moment before we move on. Another pattern of breathing, known as the 4-7-8 technique, provides a simple structure for the mind to follow. It involves breathing in quietly through the nose for a count of 4. Then you hold the breath for a count of 7. Finally, you exhale completely through the mouth for a count of 8. The long, slow exhale is particularly important as it helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system even further. This specific rhythm can distract the mind from looping thoughts and gently guide it toward a state of focused calm. It doesn't need to be perfect. The simple act of following the numbers is enough to begin the process of settling down. Over time, the body learns this pattern as a cue for deep relaxation. Nothing urgent here, only a slow and steady pattern. For a feeling of balance and stability, some find comfort in a technique called box breathing. Imagine a square in your mind. You breathe in for a count of 4, as if tracing the first side. You hold your breath for a count of 4, tracing the second side. You breathe out for a count of 4, tracing the third. And you hold the breath out for a count of 4, completing the square. This symmetrical pattern is easy to remember and creates a sense of order and predictability. It is often used by people who need to remain calm and focused under pressure, as it regulates the breath without being overly complicated. The equal sides of the box offer a mental anchor, a steady shape in the quiet of the night. Meanwhile, the body responds to this rhythm with a feeling of grounding. You can breathe a little deeper and allow the thought to drift. There is a gentle practice known as alternate nostril breathing, or nadi shodhana, in yoga traditions. This technique is thought to balance the left and right sides of the brain, creating a sense of harmony. You would typically sit comfortably and use a finger to gently close one nostril while you breathe in through the other, and you switch, closing the second nostril as you breathe out through the first. The pattern continues, alternating with each breath. This focused and intentional act requires just enough attention to quiet the mind's usual chatter. It is a slow, methodical process that encourages a mindful state, interrupting the flow of everyday worries and bringing your awareness back to the simple sensation of your own breath moving. As you rest, this balancing act can feel deeply centering. Hold the shape of that thought lightly and return to ease. Pursed lip breathing is a straightforward technique often taught to manage shortness of breath, but it is also deeply relaxing for anyone. The method is simple. You breathe in through your nose for a count of 2. Then you purse your lips as if you were about to whistle or gently blow out a candle. You exhale slowly and steadily through your pursed lips for a count of 4 or longer. This action creates a slight back pressure in the airways, which helps them stay open longer and slows down your respiratory rate. This long, controlled exhale is a powerful signal to the nervous system to calm down. It releases trapped air and brings a sense of release and control. From a distance, it appears as a very soft and subtle shift in the body's rhythm. Let the body grow heavier as the mind stays simple. Sometimes the simplest approach is the most effective. Mindful breathing is the practice of observing the breath without trying to change it at all. You simply bring your gentle attention to the sensation of air entering and leaving your body. You might notice the coolness of the air in your nostrils, or the gentle rise and fall of your chest or abdomen. When your mind wanders, as it naturally will, you simply and kindly guide it back to the sensation of breathing. There is no goal to achieve, no right or wrong way to do it. The practice is in the returning, over and over, with gentle patience. This creates a state of non-judgmental awareness, a peaceful observation of the present moment. Up close, the details remain calm and plain. Let that settle like dust on a quiet floor. There is a specific breathing rate that seems to resonate with the body's natural rhythms. This is known as coherent or resonant breathing. It involves breathing at a pace of about 5 to 6 breaths per minute. This typically means inhaling for about 5 seconds and exhaling for about 5 seconds. Research suggests this particular frequency helps to maximize what is called heart rate variability, a sign of a healthy and resilient nervous system. When your breath and heart rate synchronize in this way, it can lead to a state of calm, alertness, and emotional balance. It's a way of fine-tuning your internal systems, bringing them into a harmonious state of equilibrium. Beneath the surface, this gentle rhythm is restoring a sense of inner peace. Return to the easy rhythm of your breath. The humming bee breath, or Brahmari pranayama, is a calming technique that uses sound and vibration. To practice it, you would find a comfortable position and gently close your eyes. After taking a slow, deep breath in, you exhale while making a low to medium-pitched humming sound, like the buzzing of a bee. You can feel the gentle vibration in your head, chest, and throat. This vibration is thought to have a soothing effect on the nervous system, helping to release tension and quiet the mind. The sound also gives your awareness a single, continuous point of focus, making it easier to let go of distracting thoughts. It's a way of creating your own personal sound bath, a gentle hum that washes over you. Elsewhere in this picture, a deep sense of stillness begins to gather. Let the thoughts soften at the edges and fade. While some techniques are about quiet stillness, others offer a gentle release of tension. Lion's breath, or simhasana, is a practice that helps to let go of stress in the face, jaw, and throat. You would start by inhaling deeply through your nose. On the exhale, you open your mouth wide, stick out your tongue toward your chin, and make a soft ha sound from deep in your belly. It's a playful and liberating action that physically releases pent-up energy. This technique can feel a bit silly, but the physical release it provides is genuine. It stretches the muscles of the face and neck, and the audible exhale acts as a definitive release. It's a way of intentionally letting go of tension that you might not have even realized you were holding. In quieter hours, even a small release can feel significant. Rest in the steady comfort of this moment. Sitali breath is a cooling breathing practice from yoga traditions, perfect for moments when you feel overheated or agitated. It is practiced by curling the sides of your tongue to form a tube, like a straw. If you cannot curl your tongue, you can simply bring your teeth together and keep your lips slightly parted. You then inhale slowly through the tube of your tongue, or through your teeth, feeling the air cool as it passes over the moisture. At the end of the inhale, you close your mouth and exhale slowly through your nose. The sensation is one of immediate cooling and refreshment. This simple action can help to calm feelings of frustration or irritation, gently lowering the body's perceived temperature and soothing the mind. With unhurried steps, the body finds its own internal balance. Set the idea down and feel the weight release. Progressive muscle relaxation is a well-known technique for releasing physical tension. It involves systematically tensing and then releasing different muscle groups throughout the body. You might start with your feet, twirling your toes tightly for a few seconds and then completely letting go of the tension. You would then move up to your calves, thighs, hands, arms, and so on. The key is to notice the profound difference between the feeling of tension and the feeling of complete release. This process not only relaxes the muscles, but also trains your awareness to recognize tension when it arises during the day. As you move through the body, you are consciously letting go of physical stress group by group until your entire body feels soft and heavy. Along a steady path, tension dissolves into ease. Let your shoulders drop and the jaw unclench. For an even more passive approach, you can try passive progressive relaxation. Instead of tensing the muscles first, you simply bring your awareness to a specific muscle group and invite it to soften and release. You can imagine the muscles becoming heavy, warm, and loose. You might start with your forehead, consciously smoothing out any lines of worry. Then you move your attention to your jaw, letting it go slack. You continue this process, moving your gentle focus through your neck, shoulders, back, and all the way down to your toes. The mind is used as a tool to guide the body into a state of deep rest without any need for physical effort. It's a mental scan that leaves a trail of physical calm in its wake. Without any hurry, your body can remember its natural state of rest. Feel the calm gather around you again. Autogenic training is a relaxation technique that uses the power of suggestion to create feelings of warmth and heaviness in the body. The word autogenic means self-generating. The practice involves quietly repeating phrases to yourself, such as, "My arms are heavy," or "My legs are warm." You focus on a limb like your right arm and silently suggest the feeling of heaviness, imagining it sinking into the surface beneath you. Then you might suggest warmth, imagining a gentle heat spreading through it. This process is thought to help dilate blood vessels and relax muscles, creating a genuine physiological response. The repeated phrases act as a gentle mantra, calming the mind and guiding the body into a state of profound restfulness. In this way, you are creating a relaxing state from within. Settle back into the soft pace of night. Continuing with autogenic training, another core component is focusing on the warmth that can be generated within. After establishing a sense of heaviness, you would shift your focus to a feeling of gentle warmth. You might silently repeat a phrase like, "My right arm is warm." You imagine a pleasant, comforting heat spreading from your shoulder down to your fingertips. This visualization is not just a mental trick. It can actually cause peripheral blood vessels to dilate, increasing blood flow and creating a real sensation of warmth. This physical change is a hallmark of the relaxation response. By suggesting this warmth throughout the body, you are actively countering the stress response, which often directs blood away from the extremities. In the gentle background, you are teaching your body a new way to be calm. Allow the mind to idle in gentle space. Gentle stretching before bed can be a wonderful way to release the physical stress accumulated during the day. This isn't about deep, athletic stretching, but rather slow, mindful movements. Think of a cat arching its back after a nap. You might try a gentle neck roll, letting the weight of your head slowly stretch the muscles. Or perhaps a simple spinal twist while lying down, allowing gravity to do most of the work. Each movement should be done with awareness, paying attention to the sensations of release without pushing into any pain. These slow stretches can help to improve circulation, relieve muscle stiffness, and prepare the body for a night of stillness. They are a quiet conversation with your body, thanking it for its work and helping it to unwind. With simple patience, even the deepest knots can begin to soften. Let the body be held by what supports you. A simple self-massage can work wonders on tension held in the hands. Our hands work so hard throughout the day, typing, gripping, and holding. To begin, you can take a moment to simply hold one hand with the other, noticing its shape and temperature. Then, using the thumb of your opposite hand, you can gently press into the palm, making small circles. You can trace the lines of the muscles and tendons, offering a little bit of attention to this often neglected area. You can also gently squeeze and massage each finger, from its base to the tip. This focused touch can help to release tension and increase awareness, grounding you in your physical body. Through a soft lens, this small act of kindness ripples outward. Allow the day to fall away now. The neck and shoulders are common storage sites for stress. A gentle self-massage here can provide immediate relief. You can start by dropping your chin to your chest to create a light stretch in the back of your neck. Then, using the fingers of your right hand, you can gently squeeze the muscle on the left side of your neck and shoulder area, known as the trapezius. You can explore the area for any tight spots, applying gentle, steady pressure without causing pain. Then you can switch sides. It is a way of directly addressing the physical manifestation of stress. The simple act of touch sends a powerful message of care to the body, helping the muscles to understand that it is time to let go and soften. In a calm rhythm, the tension begins to melt away. Rest in the quiet that follows. An unconventional but effective technique for releasing deep tension is therapeutic shaking or tremoring. Many animals in the wild naturally shake after a stressful event to discharge the stress energy. Humans can do this consciously. You might start by standing with your knees slightly bent and just begin to gently shake your hands and arms. You can allow this movement to spread to your whole body, letting your shoulders, hips, and legs jiggle and vibrate. There is no right way to do it. The idea is to let go of control and allow the body's natural tremor response to take over. This can feel strange at first, but it can be incredibly effective at releasing deeply held tension in the nervous system and muscles. Under quiet skies, the body finds its own way to reset. Let your breathing find a slower pace. Consider the simple act of yawning. While we often associate it with boredom or drowsiness, a yawn is actually a powerful physiological reset. It is a deep inhalation that brings more oxygen to the brain, followed by a release of the jaw and throat. You don't have to wait for a yawn to happen spontaneously. You can induce one intentionally. Try opening your mouth wide as if you are about to yawn and take a deep, satisfying breath. Let your jaw drop and your throat open. Often, one intentional yawn will trigger a series of real, involuntary yawns. This action stretches the jaw, increases blood flow, and can have a surprisingly calming effect on the entire body. With the same easy pace, you can invite your body into a state of release. Feel the simple ease of being here. The body scan is a cornerstone of mindfulness practice. It involves paying attention to your body, part by part, without judgment. Lying down comfortably, you bring your focus first to the toes of one foot. You simply notice any sensations present: warmth, coolness, tingling, or perhaps nothing at all. Then you slowly move your awareness up through your foot, your ankle, your calf, and so on, methodically scanning the entire body. The goal is not to change anything you find, but simply to observe. This practice cultivates a deep connection to your physical self and can be profoundly relaxing. It grounds you in the present moment and helps to dissolve the mental chatter that so often keeps us awake. As the night settles, you can become an expert in the geography of your own body. Hold only the calm and let the rest drift. Basic mindfulness meditation provides a foundation for many other practices. It is the simple act of focusing on a single anchor, most often the breath, to ground your awareness in the present moment. Find a comfortable position and bring your gentle attention to the physical sensation of breathing. Notice the air as it enters your body and as it leaves. Your mind will inevitably wander, creating stories, plans, or memories. When you notice this has happened, you don't judge or criticize yourself. You simply acknowledge the thought and gently guide your attention back to the breath. This is the core practice of mindfulness. The returning, not the staying. It is a training in letting go over and over again. In this quiet corner, you are simply being with what is. There is nothing to fix or to change. Loving kindness. Meditation, also known as metta, is a practice of cultivating compassion. It involves silently repeating phrases of well-wishing, first for yourself and then for others. You might begin with phrases like, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, may I live with ease." You let these words sink in, feeling their gentle intention. Then, you extend these wishes to someone you love, then to a neutral person, then to someone with whom you have difficulty, and finally to all living beings everywhere. This practice helps to soften the heart and dissolve feelings of resentment or separation. It shifts the mind from a state of criticism to one of care. With steady breath, you can fill your inner world with a sense of warmth and goodwill. The body knows how to find its own rest. Walking meditation transforms a simple, everyday activity into a practice of mindfulness. Instead of walking to get somewhere, you walk just to walk. You slow your pace way down and bring your full attention to the physical sensations of movement. You can notice the feeling of your foot lifting from the ground, moving through the air, and then making contact with the earth again. You can pay attention to the subtle shifts and bounds and the coordination of your whole body. Your mind may wander, but you gently bring it back to the feeling of your feet on the ground. This is a very grounding practice, connecting you to your body and the earth beneath you. It breaks the habit of rushing and brings a sense of peace to movement itself. As the pattern repeats, a simple rhythm emerges. Let that idea rest for a moment before we move on. Mindful eating is a way to bring relaxation and awareness to one of our most basic activities. This practice involves paying full attention to the experience of eating. You would observe your food, noticing its colors, shapes, and smells. As you eat, you would do so slowly, savoring each bite. You pay attention to the textures and flavors in your mouth, and the feeling of chewing and swallowing. This approach not only increases the enjoyment of food, but also helps with digestion and promotes a healthier relationship with eating. It breaks the cycle of mindless consumption often driven by stress. By slowing down and savoring, you turn a meal into a moment of calm sensory engagement. In this simple method, you nourish both body and mind. Nothing urgent here, only a slow and steady pattern. Much like mindful eating, mindful listening uses one of the senses as an anchor for the present moment. This practice involves intentionally paying attention to the sounds around you, without labeling them as good or bad. You might start by noticing the most obvious sounds, like music or a distant siren. Then, you can try to tune into the more subtle sounds, the hum of an appliance, the rustle of leaves, the sound of your own breathing. You welcome all sounds into your awareness without getting caught up in them. The goal is to listen with a wide, open attention, as if you are hearing the world for the first time. This can be deeply calming, as it pulls you out of your internal thoughts and into the rich sensory landscape of the present. As you rest, The world of sound can become a gentle symphony. You can breathe a little deeper and allow the thought to drift. A simple but powerful mindfulness technique is called noting thoughts. In this practice, when a thought, feeling, or sensation arises in your mind, you simply and gently label it. For example, if you notice you are planning for tomorrow, you might silently say to yourself, "planning." If a feeling of sadness arises, you might note, "sadness." The label is not a judgment, but a simple one-word acknowledgement. This act of noting creates a small space between you and your thoughts. You are no longer lost in the thought. You are the one who is observing the thought. This practice helps to demystify our mental content, revealing thoughts as fleeting events that come and go, rather than solid truths. From a distance, the stream of consciousness appears less overwhelming. Hold the shape of that thought lightly and return to ease. Open monitoring meditation is a style of mindfulness that involves a wide and receptive awareness. Instead of focusing on a single anchor like the breath, you allow your attention to rest on whatever comes into your experience from moment to moment. It could be a sound, a physical sensation, a thought, or an emotion. You don't try to hold on to any one thing. You simply let your awareness drift freely, noticing each object as it arises and passes away. This practice cultivates a panoramic, non-reactive presence. It is like sitting on the bank of a river and watching everything float by without needing to jump in. It fosters a sense of spaciousness and ease, teaching the mind that it doesn't need to control everything. Up close, each moment is fresh and new. Let the body grow heavier as the mind stays simple. A gratitude meditation is a simple way to shift your focus from what is wrong to what is right. The practice involves bringing to mind things in your life for which you are grateful. They don't have to be big things. You might start with the simple fact that you are breathing. You could feel gratitude for the bed that supports you, for a kind word someone said to you, or for a moment of beauty you witnessed during the day. As you bring each item to mind, you try to connect with the genuine feeling of gratitude in your body. This practice is a powerful antidote to the brain's natural negativity bias, which tends to focus on threats and problems. It actively cultivates positive emotions, which can have a soothing effect on the nervous system. Beneath the surface, this practice rewires the mind for contentment. Let that settle like dust on a quiet floor. Forgiveness meditation is a practice designed to release the heavy burden of resentment. It is not about condoning a harmful action, but about freeing yourself from a painful emotional state. The practice often involves silently repeating phrases directed first at yourself. You might say, "If I have harmed anyone, knowingly or unknowingly, I ask for forgiveness." Then you extend forgiveness to yourself for your own mistakes. Finally, you work on offering forgiveness to someone who has harmed you, not for their sake, but for your own peace. This is a challenging practice that may take time. The intention is to let go of the pain that you are carrying, which is a profound act of self-care and relaxation. Elsewhere in this picture, a heavy weight begins to lift. Return to the easy rhythm of your breath. A simple way to practice mindfulness is to mindfully observe a single object. You can choose any simple object from your surroundings: a stone, a leaf, a pen. You hold the object and give it your full attention. You notice its visual details, the colors, the textures, the play of light and shadow on its surface. You can feel its weight and temperature in your hand. You can explore it with your sense of touch, noticing its smoothness or roughness. The goal is to investigate this object with a curious, beginner's mind, as if you have never seen anything like it before. This intense focus on a single, neutral object helps to quiet the mind and ground you firmly in the sensory experience of the present moment. In quieter hours, the simplest things reveal their complexity. Let the thoughts soften at the edges and fade. Guided imagery is a relaxation technique that uses the power of your imagination to create a peaceful mental escape. One common practice is to visualize a safe place. You can close your eyes and imagine a place, either real or created in your mind, where you feel completely safe, calm, and happy. It might be a quiet beach, a cozy cabin, or a beautiful garden. You then use all your senses to make this place feel as real as possible. What do you see? What do you hear? Are there any smells? What do you feel on your skin? Spending time in this mental sanctuary can deeply relax your body and mind, as the brain often responds to vivid imagery as if it were real. With unhurried steps, you can travel to a place of inner peace. Rest in the steady comfort of this moment. Color visualization is a simple yet powerful way to influence your emotional state. In this practice, you associate different colors with different feelings or qualities. For example, you might imagine a soft, calming blue light. You can visualize this blue light filling your entire body, washing away any tension or stress. You could imagine it as a gentle mist or a warm liquid. Alternatively, you might visualize a vibrant green light associated with healing and vitality, or a warm golden light representing peace and joy. As you inhale, you imagine drawing this colored light into your body. As you exhale, you imagine releasing any dull or gray energy. This simple act of assigning color to your inner experience gives the mind a creative and soothing task to focus on. Along a steady path, you can paint your inner world with calm. Set the idea down and feel the weight release. A light stream visualization can be used to cleanse the body of tension. Imagine a gentle stream of pure white light pouring down from above, entering the top of your head. Feel this light as a warm, healing energy. Allow it to flow slowly down through your entire body, from your head and neck, through your shoulders and arms, down your torso and back, and all the way to the tips of your toes. As this stream of light passes through each part of your body, imagine it dissolving any tightness, discomfort, or stress it encounters. It washes away all the accumulated tension of the day, leaving you feeling clear, peaceful, and refreshed. The light continues to flow through you, carrying away everything you no longer need to hold. Without any hurry, you are cleansed from the inside out. Let your shoulders drop and the jaw unclench. For a more focused approach, a healing light visualization can be directed to a specific area of the body. If you are experiencing discomfort or tension in a particular spot, such as your shoulders or your lower back, you can bring your gentle awareness to that area. Then, imagine a ball of soft, healing light, perhaps a warm gold or a soothing green, hovering just over that spot. Visualize this light sinking into the area, permeating every muscle, joint, and cell. Imagine it bringing warmth, comfort, and release. You can imagine the light breaking up any knots of tension and carrying the discomfort away. This practice combines mindfulness of the body with the creative power of visualization, offering a gentle way to care for yourself. In the gentle background, the body responds to this focused intention. Feel the calm gather around you again. Visualization can also be used to create a positive future for yourself, which can be deeply relaxing. This is not about stressful planning, but about gentle dreaming. You can visualize yourself having successfully achieved a goal, or simply living a day filled with peace and ease. Imagine yourself moving through this ideal scenario with confidence and calm. Feel the positive emotions associated with this image. What does it feel like in your body to be in this state? By creating a detailed, positive mental picture, you are familiarizing your brain and nervous system with a desired state. This can help to reduce anxiety about the future and build a sense of hope and optimism, which are naturally relaxing emotions. With simple patience, you can build a bridge to a calmer tomorrow. Settle back into the soft pace of night. A classic visualization for letting go of worries is the leaves on a stream technique. You imagine yourself sitting peacefully by the side of a gently flowing stream. As thoughts, worries, or feelings arise in your mind, you imagine placing each one on a leaf and letting it float by on the water. You don't try to stop the thoughts or push them away. You simply acknowledge them, place them on a leaf, and watch as the stream carries them away out of sight. This practice helps to create a sense of distance from your thoughts. It reinforces the idea that thoughts are transient events, not permanent realities. You are the observer on the riverbank, not the thoughts floating by. Through a soft lens, the mind becomes as clear as the water. Allow the mind to idle in gentle space. The mountain meditation is a guided imagery practice that cultivates a sense of inner strength and stability. You visualize yourself as a majestic mountain. Your head is the peak, your shoulders and arms the slopes, and your seated body the solid base, rooted deep in the earth. You imagine yourself sitting through all seasons and all weather. The sun shines on you, the rain washes over you, storms rage around you, but you remain still, solid, and present. Your core is unshakable. This visualization helps you to connect with a sense of unwavering stability within yourself. It reminds you that while the circumstances of your life may change like the weather, your fundamental essence can remain calm and grounded. In a calm rhythm, you embody the quiet strength of the earth. Let the body be held by what supports you. A lake meditation uses the imagery of a still body of water to cultivate calm. You imagine a beautiful, serene lake. The surface of the lake reflects everything around it, the sky, the clouds, the trees, but it is not attached to them. It simply reflects. You imagine that your mind is like the surface of this lake. Thoughts and feelings may create ripples or waves, but the depths of the lake remain still and undisturbed. No matter how turbulent the surface becomes, the quiet stillness at the bottom is always there. This practice helps you to access a place of deep inner peace that exists beneath the surface activity of your mind. It teaches you to identify with the stillness, not the storms. Under quiet skies, your inner world finds its own deep quiet. Allow the day to fall away now. The sky meditation is a practice that uses the image of a vast, open sky to create a sense of spaciousness in the mind. You imagine that your mind is like the sky itself, wide, boundless, and open. Thoughts, feelings, and sensations are like clouds that drift through the sky. Some are light and wispy, others are dark and stormy. But no matter what kind of clouds appear, they do not harm or change the sky. The sky simply allows them to be there, to form and to dissolve in their own time. By identifying with the sky rather than the clouds, you cultivate a spacious, non-judgmental awareness that can hold all of your experiences, both pleasant and unpleasant, with a sense of ease and acceptance. With the same easy pace, you create space for everything to be as it is. Rest in the quiet that follows. The Japanese practice of Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, can be adapted into a powerful visualization. You imagine yourself walking slowly and mindfully through a beautiful ancient forest. You see the tall trees, the sunlight filtering through the leaves and the soft moss underfoot. You hear the gentle rustling of leaves and the song of birds. You can smell the rich, earthy scent of the soil and the fresh aroma of pine. You feel the cool, clean air on your skin. Taking a bath in the forest atmosphere, even in your imagination, can have a calming effect. Research shows that being in nature, or even just looking at pictures of nature, can lower stress hormones and improve mood. As the night settles, you can walk a peaceful path through an inner wilderness. Let your breathing find a slower pace. Aromatherapy is the use of natural plant extracts to promote well-being. Lavender is one of the most studied and widely used scents for relaxation. The aroma, of lavender essential oil contains compounds like linalool, which has been shown to have calming effects on the nervous system. When you inhale the scent, the molecules travel from the olfactory nerves directly to the brain, impacting the amygdala and hippocampus, which are the emotional centers. This can help to reduce feelings of anxiety and promote sleep. You might place a drop of oil on a tissue and inhale, or use a diffuser to gently scent your room. The simple act of smelling this soft floral fragrance can become a powerful cue for your body and mind to unwind. In this quiet corner, even a scent can be a sanctuary. Feel the simple ease of being here. Alongside lavender, chamomile is another classic scent used for calm and relaxation. The gentle, apple-like fragrance of chamomile is known for its soothing properties. Like lavender, its aroma contains compounds that are believed to interact with brain chemistry to reduce anxiety and initiate a state of rest. Roman chamomile, in particular, is often used in aromatherapy for its ability to calm irritability and promote a sense of peace. The scent can be enjoyed through an essential oil diffuser, a room spray, or simply by sipping a warm cup of chamomile tea and inhaling its fragrant steam. This soft and comforting aroma has been used for centuries as a folk remedy for sleeplessness and stress. With steady breath, you can inhale a sense of deep tranquility. Hold only the calm and let the rest drift. Listening to calming music is a simple and accessible way to relax. The right kind of music can have a profound effect on our physiological state. Music with a slow tempo, around 60 beats per minute, can cause the brain to synchronize with the beat, inducing a state of calm. This can lead to a slower heart rate, lower blood pressure, and decreased levels of stress hormones like cortisol. Ambient music, classical pieces with a gentle rhythm, or instrumental soundscapes without lyrics are often most effective, as they are less likely to engage the analytical parts of the brain. The music becomes a soothing background, a gentle wave of sound that washes over you and carries you toward a state of peace. As the pattern repeats, your body attunes to the quiet rhythm. There is nothing to fix or to change. Nature's sounds offer another powerful form of auditory relaxation. The sound of gentle rain is a classic example. The steady, rhythmic patter of raindrops can be incredibly soothing. It is a type of pink noise, which contains a consistent mix of high and low frequencies that can mask more jarring, sudden sounds. This provides a stable and predictable auditory environment, allowing the mind to relax. The sound of rain is also deeply ingrained in our ancestral memory as a time for rest and shelter, a signal to retreat indoors and feel safe and cozy. Listening to a recording of gentle rain can evoke these feelings, helping to quiet the mind and prepare the body for sleep. In this simple method, nature's lullaby can guide you to rest. The body knows how to find its own rest. The sound of ocean waves is another deeply relaxing nature sound. The rhythmic ebb and flow of the waves is similar to the rhythm of our own breathing, which can have a hypnotic effect. The sound itself is often a form of white noise, which contains all frequencies at once. This can effectively block out other noises and create a peaceful sonic blanket. The gentle, repetitive crashing and receding of the water is a predictable and non-threatening sound. It can transport the mind to a wide, open space, creating a sense of calm and perspective. For many, the sound of the ocean is associated with holidays and relaxation, and listening to it can trigger those positive, restful memories. As you rest, you can float on a gentle tide of sound. Let that idea rest for a moment before we move on. A weighted blanket uses the principle of deep pressure stimulation to create a feeling of calm. These blankets are filled with materials like glass beads or plastic pellets, making them heavier than a standard blanket. The gentle, evenly distributed pressure on the body feels like a firm, reassuring hug. This sensation is thought to stimulate the release of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which promote a sense of well-being and calm. It can also reduce levels of the stress hormone cortisol. The physical containment provided by the blanket can quiet a restless nervous system, making it easier to settle both the body and the mind. It is a simple, non-invasive tool that provides a tangible sense of security and grounding. From a distance, it is like being held by gravity itself. Nothing urgent here, only a slow and steady pattern. Holding a warm mug can be a surprisingly effective grounding technique. The simple act of wrapping your hands around a warm cup of herbal tea or even just warm water can be very soothing. The warmth from the mug radiates into your hands, helping to relax the muscles and increase blood flow. This physical sensation of warmth is inherently comforting and can help to shift your focus away from anxious thoughts and into your body. You can pay attention to the feeling of the smooth ceramic, the gentle steam rising, and the pleasant weight of the mug in your hands. It is a small moment of sensory mindfulness, a brief ritual that signals to your body that it is time to slow down and find comfort. Up close, this simple act of self-care can feel profound. You can breathe a little deeper and allow the thought to drift. The 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique is a powerful way to pull your mind out of an anxious spiral and back into the present moment. It works by engaging all 5 of your senses. First, you look around and name 5 things you can see. Then, you notice 4 things you can feel, like the texture of your blanket or the cool air on your skin. Next, you listen for 3 things you can hear. Then, you identify 2 things you can smell. Finally, you acknowledge 1 thing you can taste, perhaps the lingering flavor of toothpaste or a sip of water. This exercise forces your brain to focus on the immediate, concrete sensory information of your environment rather than abstract worries. Beneath the surface, it is a quick and effective reset for an overactive mind. Hold the shape of that thought lightly and return to ease. Focusing on a single sound is a simple form of auditory meditation. Instead of trying to block out sounds, you choose one and make it your anchor of attention. It could be a constant monotonous sound like the hum of a fan or a refrigerator, or it could be an intermittent sound like the ticking of a clock. You just rest your awareness on that single sound. When your mind wanders, you gently guide it back to listening. This practice gives the mind something simple and neutral to focus on, preventing it from getting lost in more complex thought patterns. Over time, the chosen sound can become a signal for your mind to enter a state of calm focus. It's like giving a restless puppy a simple toy to play with. Elsewhere in this picture, the rest of the world fades into the background. Let the body grow heavier as the mind stays simple. Feeling textures mindfully is another way to ground yourself using the sense of touch. You can run your fingers over different surfaces and pay close attention to the sensations. You might notice the softness of a fleece blanket, the smoothness of a polished wooden surface, or the roughness of a piece of paper. You can explore the texture with a sense of curiosity, noticing all its subtle details without judgment. This practice brings your awareness directly into your fingertips, a part of the body that is rich with nerve endings. It is a very direct and concrete way to connect with the physical world and pull your attention away from the abstract world of thoughts and worries. In quieter hours, the sense of touch can be a gateway to the present moment. Let that settle like dust on a quiet floor. Journaling is a classic technique for processing thoughts and emotions. The act of writing down your worries can have a powerful externalizing effect. When thoughts are just swirling in your head, they can seem overwhelming and endless. But when you write them down on paper, they become finite and manageable. You can see them for what they are, just words on a page. This practice, sometimes called a brain dump, allows you to clear your mental space before sleep. You don't need to write in perfect sentences or with any particular structure. You can just let the words flow freely. This act of transferring your thoughts from your mind to the page can create a sense of release and closure. With unhurried steps, you can empty your mind and prepare it for rest. Return to the easy rhythm of your breath. Making a worry list, sometimes called a worry time practice, is a cognitive technique for managing anxiety. Instead of letting worries pop up throughout the day and night, you schedule a specific, limited time to think about them. If a worry arises outside of this time, you can mentally shelve it, telling yourself you will address it during your scheduled worry time. When the time comes, you can sit down and write out all your worries. The act of containing your worries to a specific period helps to prevent them from taking over your mental landscape. Often, when you come to address them, they seem less imposing. This creates boundaries around your anxiety, teaching your mind that you are in control of when and how you engage with it. Along a steady path, you can create a calmer mental environment. Let the thoughts soften at the edges and fade. Cognitive reframing is the practice of changing the way you look at a situation to change the way you feel about it. When you are feeling stressed, your thoughts can often be negative or catastrophic. Reframing involves challenging those initial thoughts and looking for alternative, more balanced perspectives. For example, instead of thinking, "I can't handle this," you might reframe it as, "This is challenging, but I can take it one step at a time." It's not about pretending everything is perfect, but about finding a more helpful and less distressing way to view reality. This practice helps to break the cycle of negative thinking that fuels anxiety and stress. It empowers you to choose your own interpretations. Without any hurry, you can learn to shift your own perspective. Rest in the steady comfort of this moment. Positive affirmations are short, positive statements that you can repeat to yourself to challenge negative self-talk. An affirmation is usually a present tense statement, such as, "I am calm and at peace," or "I am capable of handling whatever comes my way." By repeating these statements, you are actively working to rewire the neural pathways in your brain. While it may feel unnatural at first, consistent practice can help to create new, more positive thought habits. The key is to choose affirmations that feel believable and resonant for you. They act as gentle reminders of your inner resources and your capacity for resilience. When repeated quietly before sleep, they can help to create a positive and reassuring mental atmosphere. In the gentle background, these words can reshape your inner dialogue. Set the idea down and feel the weight release. A self-compassion break is a brief, mindfulness-based practice for moments of difficulty. It has three main components. First, you acknowledge that you are in a moment of suffering, a practice called mindfulness. You might say to yourself, "This is a moment of stress." Second, you connect with the idea of common humanity, recognizing that suffering is a part of life for everyone. You might say, "Everyone feels this way sometimes." Third, you offer yourself a gesture of kindness. You might place a hand on your heart and say, "May I be kind to myself in this moment." This simple, three-step process can quickly shift you out of a state of self-criticism and into one of self-care. With simple patience, you can learn to be your own ally. Let your shoulders drop and the jaw unclench. The Three Good Things exercise is a simple practice from positive psychology that helps to cultivate gratitude and optimism. At the end of the day, you take a few moments to reflect on and write down 3 things that went well and why they went well. These don't have to be monumental events. They can be as simple as enjoying a cup of coffee, having a pleasant conversation, or seeing a beautiful sunset. The act of focusing on the positive and understanding your own role in it helps to train your brain to notice the good in your life. This practice has been shown to increase happiness and reduce symptoms of depression over time. It ends the day on a positive note, making it easier to drift off to sleep. Through a soft lens, the day's small joys come into focus. Feel the calm gather around you again. Setting a gentle intention can be a calming way to begin or end a period of rest. An intention is different from a goal. It is not something to be achieved, but a quality of being to be cultivated. Before you settle down to sleep, you might set an intention for your rest. It could be something simple like, "May my rest be deep and peaceful," or "I intend to let go of the day." You simply state the intention in your mind, and then you release it without striving or effort. The intention acts as a gentle guide for your subconscious mind, a soft suggestion that can help to shape your experience. It's like setting a compass for your inner journey. In a calm rhythm, this gentle aim can guide you toward stillness. Settle back into the soft pace of night. A gentle version of thought stopping can be used to interrupt repetitive, unhelpful thoughts. When you notice a worry or a negative thought looping in your mind, you can silently and firmly say to yourself, "Stop." Then you immediately pivot your attention to something else. This could be a prepared positive affirmation, a specific sensory detail in your room, or the physical sensation of your breath. The key is the immediate redirection. This technique is not about suppressing thoughts, but about breaking the momentum of a negative thought cycle. It's a conscious choice to disengage from an unhelpful mental habit and to choose a more peaceful point of focus instead. Under quiet skies, you can become the master of your own attention. Allow the mind to idle in gentle space. Practicing detachment from outcomes can be a profound source of relaxation. Much of our stress comes from worrying about how things will turn out. This practice involves doing your best in any situation and then letting go of the need to control the result. It is an acceptance that many things are beyond your control. You focus on your own actions and intentions, which are within your power, and release your attachment to a specific outcome. This doesn't mean you don't care. It means you trust that you can handle whatever happens. The shift in mindset can free up an enormous amount of mental and emotional energy that was previously spent on worry and anxiety. With the same easy pace, you can learn to trust the unfolding of life. Let the body be held by what supports you. Radical acceptance is the practice of accepting reality exactly as it is, without judgment or resistance. This is particularly useful for painful or difficult situations that you cannot change. Acceptance does not mean approval. It simply means acknowledging the truth of the present moment. Resisting reality takes a huge amount of energy and creates suffering. When you practice radical acceptance, you stop fighting against what is. This can lead to a profound sense of peace and release. You might say to yourself, "This is the situation right now. I accept it." From this place of acceptance, you can then make clearer decisions about how to move forward, if any action is needed at all. As the night settles, you can find peace in simply allowing things to be as they are. Allow the day to fall away now. Yoga Nidra, or yogic sleep, is a guided meditation practice that induces a state of deep relaxation between waking and sleeping. While lying down comfortably, you are guided through a systematic process that includes a body scan, breath awareness, and visualizations. The goal is to remain aware and awake while allowing the body to enter a state of profound rest, similar to deep sleep. In this state, the body can repair and restore itself, and the mind can process emotions and experiences from a place of calm detachment. Yoga Nidra is said to be as restorative as several hours of conventional sleep. It is a journey into the subtler layers of consciousness, a practice of complete surrender. In this quiet corner, you can explore the space between waking and dreaming. Rest in the quiet that follows. Restorative yoga involves holding gentle, supported poses for extended periods. Unlike more active forms of yoga, the goal here is not to stretch or strengthen, but to completely relax and release. You would use props like pillows, blankets, and cushions to support your body in comfortable positions. A classic pose is legs up the wall, where you lie on your back with your legs resting vertically against a wall. This simple inversion can help to calm the nervous system, reduce swelling in the legs, and quiet the mind. By allowing the props to hold your weight, you are signaling to your muscles that they can let go of all effort. This deep, passive rest allows the body's natural healing processes to take over. With steady breath, you can sink into a state of supported bliss. Let your breathing find a slower pace. Tai Chi is an ancient Chinese martial art that is often described as meditation in motion. Even a few simplified movements can be deeply relaxing. One such movement is parting the wild horse's mane. You stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, knees slightly bent. As you shift your weight to one side, you slowly and gracefully extend your arms as if holding a large, gentle ball of energy. The movements are slow, fluid, and continuous, coordinated with the breath. This practice promotes balance, flexibility, and a calm, focused mind. The slow, deliberate movements help to quiet the nervous system and bring a sense of harmony to the body and mind. As the pattern repeats, you can feel a sense of flowing grace. Feel the simple ease of being here. Qigong is another ancient Chinese practice that involves slow movements, controlled breathing, and meditation. A simple Qigong form for relaxation is lifting the sky. You stand with your feet apart and interlace your fingers in front of you. As you inhale, you slowly raise your hands up over your head, turning your palms toward the sky. As you exhale, you slowly lower your hands back down. This simple movement gently stretches the entire body, opens up the chest for deeper breathing, and helps to cultivate a feeling of grounded energy. The focus is on the smooth, unbroken flow of movement and breath. It is a way of gathering calm, expansive energy and then letting it wash down through the body. In this simple method, you can connect with a sense of both rootedness and spaciousness. Hold only the calm and let the rest drift. Mindful walking is a somatic practice, focuses deeply on the body's experience. It's slightly different from a purely meditative walk. Here, the emphasis is on feeling the internal sensations of movement. As you walk slowly, you can bring your attention to the articulation of your joints, the engagement of your muscles, and the rhythm of your gait. You can notice how your weight shifts from one foot to the other, and how the rest of your body responds to maintain balance. This is a practice of embodiment, of fully inhabiting your physical self. It can help to integrate the mind and body, and to release tension held in your patterns of movement. It's a way of exploring the simple miracle of walking. As you rest, you can remember this feeling of grounded motion. There is nothing to fix or to change. A gentle rocking motion can be incredibly soothing and is deeply wired into our nervous systems from infancy. You can access this calm by sitting in a rocking chair, or by simply sitting on the floor and gently rocking your torso forward and backward or side to side. The rhythmic, predictable motion has a calming effect on the vestibular system, which is responsible for our sense of balance and spatial orientation. This gentle stimulation can help to regulate the nervous system, reduce anxiety, and promote a sense of safety and comfort. It's a simple, instinctual way to soothe yourself, a return to a fundamental rhythm of calm that the body has known since its earliest days. From a distance, it is a simple dance of self-regulation. The body knows how to find its own rest. Grounding through the feet is a somatic practice that helps you to feel more connected to the earth and centered in your body. You can do this standing or sitting. If standing, you place your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. you bring your full attention to the soles of your feet. You can notice the sensation of the floor beneath you, the pressure, the temperature. You might imagine that you have roots growing from your feet down into the earth, anchoring you securely. This visualization can create a powerful sense of stability and support. It helps to draw your energy and awareness downward, out of the busy mind and into the solid foundation of your body. Up close, you can feel the steady support of the ground beneath you. Let that idea rest for a moment before we move on. Body tapping, sometimes associated with the emotional freedom technique or EFT, involves gently tapping on specific meridian points on the body. While the full protocol can be complex, a simplified version for relaxation can be very effective. You can use your fingertips to gently tap on points such as the top of your head, your forehead, under your eyes, or on your collarbone. As you tap, you can breathe deeply and focus on a feeling of calm. The light rhythmic tapping is a form of acupressure that can help to release blocked energy and calm the nervous system. The sensation of tapping provides a focus for the mind and a gentle stimulation for the body, helping to release stress. Beneath the surface, this gentle rhythm sends a signal of safety to the brain. Nothing urgent here, only a slow and steady pattern. Somatic tracking is a practice of bringing mindful awareness to physical sensations in the body, especially those related to stress or discomfort. Instead of turning away from a sensation, you turn toward it with gentle curiosity. You might notice a tightness in your shoulders. You would bring your attention there and just observe the sensation without judgment. What is its shape, its size? Does it have a color or a temperature? Is it vibrating or still? By simply tracking the sensation with your awareness, you can often find that it begins to shift, soften, or dissolve on its own. This practice teaches you to be with your bodily experience in a new, less reactive way. Elsewhere in this picture, you are learning the language of your own body. You can breathe a little deeper and allow the thought to drift. Pandiculation is the instinctual stretching and contracting of muscles that animals and humans often do upon waking. Think of a cat arching its back or a dog stretching out its legs. You can practice this intentionally to release muscle tension. Instead of a passive stretch, pandiculation involves actively contracting a muscle, then slowly lengthening it as you release the contraction. For example, you could reach your arms overhead, tense all the muscles in your arms and back for a moment, and then slowly, mindfully release as you bring your arms down. This action is thought to reset the muscle's resting level of tension at the brain level. It's a deeply satisfying whole-body yawn that can release stiffness and restore a sense of ease. In quieter hours, you can rediscover this instinctual form of release. Hold the shape of that thought lightly and return to ease. Creating a calm bedtime routine is a foundational technique for improving sleep. This routine is a sequence of relaxing activities that you perform in the same order every night in the hour or so before bed. It could include things like taking a warm bath, reading a book, listening to calm music, or doing some gentle stretches. The predictability of the routine signals to your brain and body that it is time to wind down and prepare for sleep. This conditioning helps to create a strong association between these activities and a state of restfulness. A consistent routine helps to separate your day from your night, creating a buffer zone that allows the stress of the day to dissipate before you climb into bed. With unhurried steps, a consistent ritual can pave the way for peaceful sleep. Let the body grow heavier as the mind stays simple. Dimming the lights is a simple but critical environmental cue for relaxation and sleep. Exposure to bright light, especially blue light from screens in the evening, can suppress the production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. By dimming the lights in your home an hour or two before bed, you are mimicking the natural transition from day to night. This sends a powerful signal to your brain to start producing melatonin and prepare for sleep. You can use dimmer switches, low wattage lamps, or even candles to create a soft, warm lighting environment. This simple change in your surroundings can have a significant impact on your ability to fall asleep easily. Along a steady path, you can align your inner clock with the rhythm of the day. Let that settle like dust on a quiet floor. Listening to a sleep story or a calm narration, much like this one, can be an effective relaxation tool. These stories are typically told in a calm, soothing voice, with a gentle pace and a non-stimulating plot. The purpose is not to keep you engaged, but to give your mind a pleasant and predictable place to rest. Following a simple narrative can prevent your mind from wandering into worries or planning. The narrator's calm voice can also have a co-regulating effect on your own nervous system, helping you to feel safe and settled. It's like being read a bedtime story as a child, a comforting ritual that helps you to let go of the day and drift into sleep. Without any hurry, your mind can follow a gentle thread into dreamland. Return to the easy rhythm of your breath. Reading a physical book is a time-honored way to unwind before bed. Engaging with a book, especially one that is not a suspenseful thriller, can be a form of gentle mental escapism. The act of reading requires a level of focus that can crowd out anxious thoughts, but it is typically less stimulating than watching a screen. The physical act of holding a book and turning paper pages can also be a calming, tactile experience. It's a quiet activity that does not involve the blue light emitted by electronic devices, which can interfere with sleep. Making reading a part of your nightly routine can become a powerful cue that it's time for your mind to shift gears from the day's activities to a state of rest. In the gentle background, a story can lead you to the edge of sleep. Let the thoughts soften at the edges and fade. Taking a warm bath or shower before bed can be a highly effective way to promote sleep. The warm water helps to relax tense muscles and provides a comforting, immersive sensory experience. More importantly, it can influence your body's core temperature. After you get out of the warm water, your body temperature will begin to drop. This slight decrease in core body temperature is a natural signal to the brain that it is time to sleep. This mimics a natural process that occurs every evening. The ritual of a bath can also be a clear psychological boundary between the end of a busy day and the beginning of a restful night. It's a way of washing away the stress of the day, both literally and figuratively. Through a soft lens, this simple ritual becomes a powerful sleep aid. Rest in the steady comfort of this moment. Sipping a warm, non-caffeinated herbal tea is a classic element of a relaxing bedtime routine. Teas containing herbs like chamomile, valerian root, or passion flower have been used for centuries to promote calm and sleep. The act of preparing and drinking the tea is a mindful ritual in itself. The warmth of the mug in your hands and the gentle steam rising can be very soothing. While the pharmacological effects of these herbs can be mild, the psychological association between a warm cup of tea and relaxation is powerful. It's a comforting and gentle way to hydrate your body and signal that the day is coming to a close. It is a moment of quiet indulgence and self-care before turning in for the night. In a calm rhythm, you can create a small island of peace in your evening. Set the idea down and feel the weight release. Reducing clutter in your bedroom can have a surprisingly significant impact on your ability to relax. Our external environment often reflects our internal state, and a cluttered, disorganized space can contribute to a feeling of mental chaos and stress. A bedroom should be a sanctuary for rest. By taking a few moments to tidy up, put things away, and create a sense of order, you are also creating a more peaceful mental environment. A clean and uncluttered room sends a visual signal to your brain that things are under control and it's safe to relax. You don't need to engage in a major cleaning project. Simply clearing the surfaces and arranging things neatly can make a big difference. Under quiet skies, a clean space can lead to a clear mind. Let your shoulders drop and the jaw unclench. Using blackout curtains to create a completely dark room is crucial for high-quality sleep. Even small amounts of light from street lights, electronic devices, or the moon can be detected by your eyelids and can disrupt the production of melatonin. Creating a truly dark environment helps to ensure that your brain receives the strongest possible signal to initiate and maintain sleep. Darkness is a primary cue for our circadian rhythm. When your sleeping environment is pitch black, your sleep is likely to be deeper and more restorative. This simple environmental change can lead to a profound improvement in your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep throughout the night, aligning your body with its most natural sleep cycle. With the same easy pace, you can create a perfect cocoon for rest. Feel the calm gather around you again. The use of white noise or pink noise can help to create a consistent and relaxing soundscape for sleep. White noise contains all audible frequencies at equal intensity, creating a sound similar to a soft static or a fan. Pink noise is similar, but with the lower frequencies being slightly louder, which many people find more pleasant, like the sound of steady rain or wind. These consistent sounds work by masking other, more abrupt noises that might otherwise startle you awake. The brain can get used to the steady hum, allowing it to fade into the background while still providing a protective buffer of sound. This creates a stable auditory environment that makes it easier to fall and stay asleep. As the night settles, a blanket of sound can provide a sense of peace and security. Settle back into the soft pace of night. Disconnecting from screens is one of the most important relaxation techniques for the modern age. TVs, computers, tablets, and phones all emit blue light, which, as we've heard, suppresses melatonin. But it's not just the light. The content we consume on screens is often stimulating, engaging our minds with work, social media, or exciting entertainment right at the time when we should be winding down. Creating a digital sunset, where you put all screens away at least an hour before bed, is a powerful act of sleep hygiene. This allows your brain the time and space it needs to transition from the active, engaged state of the day to the calm, receptive state required for sleep. In this quiet corner, you can reclaim your evening from the glow of the screen. Allow the mind to idle in gentle space. Mindful coloring is a simple, creative activity that can be very relaxing. Using colored pencils or markers to fill in intricate patterns, like those found in adult coloring books, requires a gentle focus that can quiet a busy mind. The repetitive motion of coloring is soothing, and the focus on choosing colors and staying within the lines occupies the brain just enough to prevent it from drifting into anxious thought patterns. Unlike other creative pursuits, there is no pressure to create something from scratch. The structure is already provided. You are simply invited to play with color and form. This can induce a state similar to meditation, lowering activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center. With steady breath, you can find stillness in a simple creative act. Let the body be held by what supports you. Free-form doodling or scribbling offers a less structured but equally relaxing creative outlet. With a pen and paper, you can simply let your hand move freely, creating lines, shapes, and patterns without any specific goal in mind. The focus is on the physical sensation of the pen moving across the page, not on the final product. This can be a form of nonverbal journaling, allowing you to express emotions or release tension without having to find the right words. By allowing yourself to make messy art without judgment, you are practicing self-acceptance and letting go of perfectionism. It's a way to engage your body and your creative mind in a low-stakes, playful activity that can be surprisingly meditative. As the pattern repeats, you can find a rhythm that is uniquely your own. Allow the day to fall away now. Listening to poetry being read aloud can be a wonderful way to relax. The rhythm, meter, and sound of the words in a poem can have a hypnotic and soothing effect, much like music. The language of poetry is often evocative and metaphorical, engaging the imaginative parts of your brain rather than the analytical. When you listen to a poem read in a calm, gentle voice, you don't need to worry about understanding every line perfectly. You can simply let the sounds and the images wash over you. It's an experience of language as sound and feeling, rather than just information. This can be a beautiful and sophisticated way to quiet the mind and drift toward a more peaceful, dreamlike state. In this simple method, words can become a lullaby. Rest in the quiet that follows. Humming or chanting a simple tone is a self-generated sound therapy. You can sit or lie down comfortably and begin to make a simple, sustained sound on your exhale, like om, or just a simple ah or m. You can experiment with different pitches to find one that resonates most pleasantly in your body. The act of creating a sustained vocal tone requires controlled, extended exhalations, which calms the nervous system. The vibration created by the sound, particularly in the chest and head, can also have a soothing, massaging effect. This gives your mind a single, continuous point of focus, helping to drown out internal chatter. It's a very primal and direct way to use your own body to create a state of calm. As you rest, your own voice can become a source of comfort. Let your breathing find a slower pace. Writing a gratitude letter is a powerful positive psychology exercise that you can adapt for relaxation. You think of someone in your life who has had a positive impact on you, someone you've never properly thanked. You then write a detailed letter to this person, expressing your gratitude and explaining specifically what they did and how it affected you. The beautiful part of this exercise is that you don't ever have to send the letter. The benefit comes from the act of writing it. This process focuses your mind on positive memories and feelings of connection, appreciation, and love. It shifts your emotional state to a very warm and open place, which is a perfect mindset for restful sleep. From a distance, you are weaving a web of positive connection in your own mind. Feel the simple ease of being here. Molding clay or Play-Doh is a tactile, grounding activity that can be very relaxing for adults. The sensory experience of squeezing, rolling, and shaping the soft, pliable material can be incredibly satisfying and can help to release physical tension held in the hands. The activity requires a gentle focus but is not mentally taxing. It allows for non-verbal creative expression and can be a great outlet for stress. There is no right or wrong way to do it. You can create something specific or just enjoy the simple act of manipulating the material. It's a playful return to a simple childhood activity that can help to quiet the adult mind and bring you into the present moment. Up close, the simple act of shaping something with your hands can be profoundly centering. Hold only the calm and let the rest drift. A Zen board or Buddha board is a simple tool for practicing impermanence and letting go. It consists of a special surface on which you paint with a brush dipped in water. The water creates a dark, ink-like mark on the board. You can paint a picture or write a word. Then, as the water evaporates, your creation slowly fades away until the board is blank again. This practice is a beautiful, tangible metaphor for the transient nature of all things, including our thoughts and feelings. It encourages you to focus on the process of creation rather than the product, and to practice non-attachment. The act of watching your art disappear can be a profoundly peaceful and liberating experience. Beneath the surface, you are learning the art of letting go. There is nothing to fix or to change. Arranging stones or other natural objects can be a form of mindful, creative meditation. This can be as simple as stacking a few stones on top of each other, a practice known as stone balancing. This requires immense patience and a deep focused presence to find the precise points of balance. Alternatively, you could create a small, temporary mandala or pattern on a tray using sand, pebbles, leaves, or flower petals. The focus is on the slow, deliberate placement of each object, the subtle textures and shapes, and the overall composition. This quiet, contemplative activity helps to still the mind and cultivate a sense of harmony and order. Elsewhere in this picture, you are creating a small pocket of beauty and peace. The body knows how to find its own rest. Repetitive, rhythmic handcrafts like knitting or crocheting can be wonderfully meditative. The simple, repeated motions of looping yarn can be very soothing and can help to induce a relaxed state. The practice requires just enough focus to keep the mind occupied and prevent it from wandering into worry, but not so much that it becomes stressful. Following a simple pattern can create a sense of order and predictability. The tactile sensation of the yarn and the gentle clicking of the needles can also be very comforting. Research has shown that these activities can lower heart rate and blood pressure and release serotonin. It's a productive way to relax, creating something beautiful while also calming your mind. In quieter hours, a simple rhythm in your hands can create peace in your head. Let that idea rest for a moment before we move on. Playing a simple musical instrument can be a deeply relaxing and expressive activity. You don't need to be a trained musician. Instruments like a thumb piano, also known as a kalimba, or a simple hand drum, are very intuitive and easy to play. You can create gentle, pleasing melodies or rhythms without any knowledge of music theory. The act of creating your own sound is a form of self-expression that can be very cathartic. It engages your mind, body, and senses in a unified activity. The focus on the sound and the physical motion of playing can be a form of active meditation, providing a welcome distraction from the stresses of the day. With unhurried steps, you can create your own personal soundtrack for calm. Nothing urgent here, only a slow and steady pattern. Contemplating impermanence is a philosophical practice that can lead to a state of profound relaxation. This involves reflecting on the transient nature of all things. You can consider how everything, from a cloud in the sky to your own thoughts and feelings, is constantly changing, arising, and passing away. This perspective can help to reduce your attachment to things being a certain way. If you are experiencing a difficult emotion, remembering that it is impermanent can make it easier to bear. If you are clinging to a pleasant experience, remembering its transient nature can help you to appreciate it more fully in the present moment, without anxiety about it ending. This wide philosophical view can shrink the size of your personal worries. Along a steady path, you find freedom in accepting the flow of life. You can breathe a little deeper and allow the thought to drift. Reflecting on the concept of interconnectedness can be a source of great comfort and peace. This practice involves considering the countless ways in which you are connected to the world around you. You can think about the food you eat and the chain of people, plants, and natural processes that brought it to you. You can think about the air you breathe and how it is shared by all living beings. This perspective helps to dissolve the illusion of being a separate, isolated self. It can foster feelings of belonging, empathy, and compassion, which are natural antidotes to anxiety and loneliness. Recognizing your place within a vast, intricate web of life can be deeply grounding and reassuring. Without any hurry, your sense of self can expand to include the whole world. Hold the shape of that thought lightly and return to ease. The practice of non-striving is a core component of mindfulness and can be applied as a relaxation technique in itself. It is the conscious decision to let go of goals and agendas, even the goal of becoming relaxed. You simply allow yourself to be exactly as you are in this moment, without trying to change or fix anything. If you are feeling tense, you allow the tension to be there. If your mind is busy, you allow it to be busy. This radical act of letting go of effort paradoxically often leads to the very relaxation you are seeking. Striving creates tension. Non-striving creates space for calm to arise naturally. It is a profound surrender to the present moment. In the gentle background, you can simply be. Let the body grow heavier as the mind stays simple. Adopting a beginner's mind is a concept from Zen Buddhism that is a powerful tool for relaxation. It means approaching your experience with the openness, curiosity, and lack of preconceptions of a beginner. We often get stressed because we think we know how things are supposed to be. A beginner's mind lets go of these expectations. You can practice this by observing something familiar as if you are seeing it for the very first time. It could be the sensation of your breath, the taste of water, or the face of a loved one. This practice can make the ordinary world seem extraordinary again. It pulls you out of old mental ruts and into the freshness of the present moment. With simple patience, you can rediscover the wonder in the everyday. Let that settle like dust on a quiet floor. Consciously cultivating patience can be a deeply relaxing practice. In a world that values speed and efficiency, patience is a radical act of calm. You can practice this by intentionally choosing to move more slowly. Or when you find yourself in a situation that requires waiting, you can choose to see it as an opportunity to practice, rather than a source of frustration. You can use the time to focus on your breath or simply observe the world around you. Patience is the understanding that things unfold in their own time. By cultivating it, you are actively working against the mental habit of urgency and hurry that creates so much stress. It is a form of trust in the natural pace of life. Through a soft lens, you can learn to be at peace with a slower rhythm. Return to the easy rhythm of your breath. Observing without judging is a fundamental skill for relaxation. Our minds are constantly evaluating our experience, labeling things as good or bad, right or wrong. This constant judgment creates a lot of mental noise and emotional turbulence. The practice is to notice this tendency and to consciously step back from it. When a thought or feeling arises, you simply observe it without adding a layer of commentary. You notice a feeling of sadness without judging it as bad. You notice a distracting sound without labeling it as annoying. This non-judgmental stance creates a sense of inner peace and acceptance. It allows your experience to be what it is, without the extra suffering created by your own resistance to it. In a calm rhythm, you can become a neutral, compassionate witness to your own life. Let the thoughts soften at the edges and fade. Focusing on the present moment is the essence of many relaxation practices. Our stress often comes from ruminating about the past or worrying about the future. The simple, radical act of bringing your full attention to the nose is a direct escape from this mental time travel. The present moment is usually quite manageable. You can anchor yourself in the now by focusing on your senses. Feel the contact of your body with the surface beneath you. Hear the sounds in the room. See the light and shadow. The past is gone, and the future has not arrived. The only place where life is actually happening is right here, right now. By repeatedly returning your attention to this moment, you can find a sanctuary from a great deal of self-created stress. Under quiet skies, the present moment is always available as a refuge. Rest in the steady comfort of this moment. In a world filled with noise, consciously embracing silence can be a profound relaxation technique. This means more than just being in a quiet room. It means cultivating inner silence as well. You can practice this by setting aside time to simply sit, without any music, podcasts, or other distractions. When your mind creates its own internal noise, you don't fight it, but you also don't engage it. You let the thoughts come and go, while you rest in the space of silence behind them. This practice can feel uncomfortable at first, as we are so used to constant stimulation. But over time, you can come to find that silence is not empty. It is spacious, peaceful, and deeply restorative. With the same easy pace, you can learn to be comfortable in the quiet. Set the idea down and feel the weight release. Acknowledging and releasing the desire for control is a path to deep peace. So much of our anxiety stems from the attempt to control people, situations, and outcomes that are fundamentally uncontrollable. This practice involves mindfully noticing when you are trying to control something, and then consciously making the decision to let go. You can visualize yourself opening your hands and releasing your grip. You acknowledge that your power is limited, and you accept that fact. This is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. By releasing the burden of needing to control everything, you free up a vast amount of energy and create space for a sense of trust and flow. As the night settles, you can surrender to the mystery of life. Let your shoulders drop and the jaw unclench. The final and perhaps simplest technique is to rest in awareness itself. This is a subtle yet profound practice. After you have focused on the breath or scanned the body, you can let go of all techniques and simply rest. You let your awareness be open, spacious, and undefined. You are not focusing on anything in particular. You are simply aware of being. This is your natural state, the quiet, ever-present consciousness that exists behind all your thoughts, feelings, and sensations. It is a state of pure being, without any doing. There is nothing to achieve or to figure out. You just allow yourself to be held in this vast, silent awareness. It is the ultimate ground of all relaxation, the peaceful background of your own mind. In this quiet corner, you can simply come home to yourself. Feel the calm gather around you again. And now, our gentle journey comes to a close. We have drifted through 100 different doorways into stillness. From the simple rhythm of the breath, to the power of the imagination, to the quiet wisdom of letting go. There is no need to remember them all. The purpose was simply to spend time in a landscape of calm, to hear the language of relaxation, and to allow those gentle ideas to settle in your mind. The body knows how to find its own rest. The mind knows how to find its own quiet. Sometimes they just need a gentle reminder, a soft permission to unwind. As you continue to float here, held by the stillness of the night, know that this peace is always available to you. It resides within your own body, your own breath, your own awareness. It is your natural state. Now, there is nothing left to do. Simply rest, sleep well,